body.
Clear.
So
I guess we just read one verse yesterday.
yeah, the first verse.
Yes.
Hmm?
I
We read the first verse.
Yeah, we read the first verse. And
About the tree.
oh yes, banyan tree.
Yeah. What kind of tree is it?
Banyan tree. Mm.
Yeah, but
Uh,
what's so special about this banyan tree?
Banyan tree is like its roots are upwards and it depicts
Mm.
Vedas.
Yeah, so the roots are upwards,
Mm.
branches are down, right? And the leaves are the Vedic hymns. So this tree signifies the material world. It's the reflection of the spiritual world. As we see the real tree on the bank of the river, and the reflection of the tree is in the water. So, just as the reflection of the tree is standing on water, this material world, we say, "Oh God, why did you make this material world? Why have you made? Why? Because of our desire to enjoy the material energy. So it's our desire, and then we need to understand that we need to get detached from this material world. And then the way to get detached is to get attached to Krishna. So, how to get attached to Krishna? Get attached to the devotee of Krishna. Devotee of Krishna will engage us in hearing and chanting, worshipping Krishna. So, we'll go to the text 2. Want to read?
Yeah. Others kordhavam prasritastasya shakha guna pravarधा vishya प्रवालाः अधश्च मूलानि अनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके. Translation. The branches of this tree extend downward and upward. Nourished by the three modes of material nature, the twigs are the objects of the senses. This tree also has roots going down, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of human society. The description of the banyan tree is further explained here. Its branches spread in all directions. In the lower parts, there are variegated manifestations of living entities, human beings, animals, horses, cows, dogs, cats, etc. These are situated on the lower parts of the branches, whereas on the upper parts are higher forms of living entities, the demigods, Gandharvas, and many other higher species of life. As a tree is nourished by water, so this tree is nourished by the three modes of material nature. Sometimes we find that a tract of land is barren for want of sufficient water, and sometimes a tract is very green. Similarly, where particular modes of material nature are proportionately greater in quantity, the different species of life are manifested accordingly. The twigs of the tree are considered to be the sense objects. By development of the different modes of nature, we develop different senses, and by the senses, we enjoy different varieties of sense objects. The tips of the branches are the senses, the ears, nose, eyes, etc., which are attached to the enjoyment of different sense objects. The twigs are sound, form, touch, and so on, the sense objects. The subsidiary roots are attachments and aversions, which are byproducts of different varieties of suffering and sense enjoyment. The tendencies toward piety and impiety are considered to develop from these secondary roots, which spread in all directions. The real root is from Brahma Lok, and the other root in the human planetary system. After one enjoys the results of virtuous activities in the upper planetary systems, he comes down to this earth and renews his karma or fruitive activities for promotion. This planet of human beings is considered the field of activities.
So Krishna is continuing to speak of this tree. So he's saying the branches are downwards, right? And what is nourishing this tree?
Three modes of nature.
Yeah, it's the three modes of nature. This material world, and we are controlled by three modes of nature.
Mm.
And what are the twigs?
Twigs are senses, objects of the senses.
Yeah. So what are the sense objects?
Like eyes, it's an object, right? Eye,
So the
hands.
eye, these are the senses. The eyes, the hands, they are the
And
senses.
sense object will be things to that we see or that we touch.
Yeah, that's
Mm,
right. Yeah. Seeing, touching,
mm,
hearing, smelling, like that. Those are
mm,
the sense objects. Tasting.
objects. Mm,
Yeah. So those are the sense objects. So now the branches are spreading all over, right? They are lower and upper branches.
mm,
So what does it mean also that there are different varieties of living entities? Like
mm,
demigods are there, higher forms of life, and then there are the lower forms of life, human beings and lower, like animals. So
mm,
on the higher branches are the demigods, and then the human beings are there, and the animals are there on the lower branches. So this goes to show where the modes, what type of mode is prominent where, that life form is there. In certain places we'll see more animals, so means it's more in the mode of ignorance. Certain places we'll see more demigods, means that's more in the mode of goodness. And or more human beings, then more in the mode of passion.
mm,
So, so this is what is being explained here. The twigs are the sense objects, as we say, you know, the objects like form, touch, so on. And the subsidiary roots are attachment and aversion. So we sometimes we want to enjoy something, we are attached to something. After some time, we say, no, 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 we don't want any more, right?
mm,
That's what we are doing in this world. We are enjoying and suffering and enjoying and suffering, enjoying and suffering. And based on how we act, we get reactions. And those some of the reactions are pious, some are impious. Due to pious reactions, we suffer. I'm sorry, due to pious reactions, we are able to enjoy. Due to impious reactions, we are suffering. And this is what we are going on and on in this material world, starting all the way from Brahmalok. Uh, we're continuously doing that because of our desire to enjoy this material world. We do some activity, then we get some result due to which we enjoy or suffer. Then we take birth in different species of life, sometimes as demigods, sometimes as animals, and the cycle goes on. Is that
mm,
okay? So it's in
yes.
this human form of life that we actually create the karma. We are
Mm,
earning the karma in human life. If we
mhm,
have good karma, we go demigods, bad karma going to animals. So there's no karma in those life. Like animals, there's no karma.
mm,
Yeah? In this human form, we are earning the karma.
mm.
Okay, then let's go on.
न रूपम् अश्रेयः तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थम् एनं सुवृद्धुमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा ततः पदं तत्परि अर्घितव्यं यस्मिन् गता नानिर्वतन्ति भूयः तम एव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपदे यतः प्रवृत्ति प्रसरता पुराणे. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down the strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Thereafter, one must seek that place from which, having gone, one never returns, and there surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead from whom everything began and from whom everything has extended since time immemorial. It is now clearly stated that the real form of this banyan tree cannot be understood in this material world. Since the root is upwards, the extension of the real tree is at the other end. When entangled with the material expansions of the tree, one cannot see how far the tree extends, nor can one see the beginning of this tree. Yet one has to find out the cause. I am the son of my father is the son of such and such a person, etc. By searching in this way, one comes to Brahma, who is generated by the Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Finally, in this way, when one reaches the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is the end of research work. One has to search out that origin of this tree, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, through the association of persons who are in knowledge of that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then, by understanding, one becomes gradually detached from this false reflection of reality, and by knowledge, one can cut off the connection and actually become situated in the real tree. The word asanga is very important in this connection because the attachment for sense enjoyment and lording it over the material nature is very strong. Therefore, one must learn detachment by discussion of spiritual science based on authoritative scriptures, and one must hear from persons who are actually in knowledge. As a result of such discussion in the association of devotees, one comes to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then the first thing one must do is surrender to Him. The description of that place whence, having gone, one never returns to this false reflected tree is given here. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the original root from whom everything has emanated. To gain the favor of that personality of Godhead, one has only to surrender, and this is a result of performing devotional service by hearing, chanting, etc. He is the cause of the extension of this material world. This has already been explained by the Lord Himself. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha. I am the origin of everything. Therefore, to get out of the entanglement of the strong banyan tree of material life, one must surrender to Krishna. As soon as one surrenders unto Krishna, one becomes detached automatically from this material extension.
Hmm. So here Krishna is saying, what is he saying in this third and fourth text?
We saying that we have to detach from, like, we can cut our roots from this tree by the weapon of detachment, and
Yeah,
that is like by surrendering unto Him.
yeah, yeah. We should be determined
Mm,
to get detached from this illusion because we really don't understand this world, right? We are in
mm,
the illusion, we are thinking this is the reality, but we are not able to understand that this is not actually, we are not really the body. We're actually the soul. We are not able to understand it though. So, what shall we do? We associate with persons who are in Krishna consciousness and then engage in devotional service in that association. And in this way, we will surrender to God and get out of this
mm,
illusion. Yeah?
mm,
Association of persons who are knowledge. Gradually, gradually, we can get detached from this false reflection of reality and get situated in the real tree means get situated in the reality. Understand that, oh, I'm spirit soul. So
mm,
we are very attached to actually sense enjoyment and to enjoy this material nature. So the more we hear, the more we chant, the more we associate with devotees, the more we will be able to give up our attachment to the material world, and the more we will be able to get attached to Krishna.
Mm.
Okay. So we only has to surrender, and this is a result of performing devotional service by hearing chanting. So for us, it may not be possible to completely surrender to Krishna immediately, but the more we hear and chant, the more
Mm.
we may be able to surrender to Him. Of course, there are great personalities who may be able to surrender to Krishna immediately, completely, complete surrender immediately. But for some, it may not be possible. So, by the gradual process of hearing and chanting, gradually one may surrender more and more.
Mm.
And in this way, get out of this illusion and actually understand, oh, I'm not the body, I'm spirit, soul, I'm part and parcel of Krishna, I'm servant of Krishna.
Mm.
And then engage in pure devotional service.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just trying to, visualize banyan tree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good.
But it's like, how come its roots are upwards? I just cannot get this.
Because the reflection, right?
Mm.
That's why the roots are upwards. Like if we see a banyan tree, of course, we have never seen like that tree. Always we see root is down,
Mm.
branches are up. So where can we find? Only in the reflection. If we see
Mm.
the reflection of the trees, then we'll see the trees are
Oh,
upside
okay.
down.
So
So
with
why is
that,
Krishna giving this example? Hmm.
mm, yeah, I mean, with that sense, every tree's reflection is would be inverted in water.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but why they have just given the example of banyan tree?
Banyan tree, yeah. Why banyan tree, right? Because so powerful, it's so big, it's so thick, the branches
Mm.
are so many, the roots are so deep.
Mm.
Yeah, to make us understand that, oh, this material world, the roots are so deep, so much branches. We are so entangled.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
some
see.
banyan trees, they are really old and they're really big, and so many branches are there. Such thick roots are there. It's like a
Okay.
mighty tree there.
Okay. Now it makes. Yeah.
And why is it showing that reflection? To understand that this
Uh,
material world is a reflection of the spiritual world.
like everything is upside down in the material world and it's
That's right.
perverted.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, spiritual world also, the reality is there in spiritual world. So the real variety is in the spiritual world. Here in material world, we are seeing so much variety. That's a reflection of the
Mm.
reality. Here, everything is based on the body, right? We are thinking I'm the body. We are thinking everyone else is the body. We are thinking everything is matter.
Mm.
Theoretically, we say, okay, I'm not the body, I'm the soul. But we are acting
Yes.
as if we are the body,
Mm.
right? And we are thinking other people are the body also. So the
Mm.
illusion is so thick, so deep. Whereas in the spiritual world, everything is in the true nature, Satchidananda,
Mm.
eternal, full of bliss, and full of knowledge.
Mm. Okay. Okay, got it.
Okay. You want to read one more or you want to stop?
It's okay. We can read one more also.
Okay.
Yep. निर्माण मोह जीत संग दोषा अध्यात्म नित्य विनिवृत कामाः द्वंद्वैर विमुक्ताः सुख दुःख सम संगैर Gachanti amyudhah padam avyayam tat. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are freed from dualities of happiness and distress, and who unbewildered know how to surrender unto the Supreme Personality, attain to that eternal kingdom. The surrendering process is described here very nicely. The first qualification is that one should not be deluded by pride. Because the conditioned soul is puffed up thinking himself the lord of material nature, it is very difficult for him to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should know by the cultivation of real knowledge that he is not Lord of material nature. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Lord. When one is free from delusion caused by pride, he can begin the process of surrender. For one who is always expecting some honor in this material world, it is not possible to surrender to the Supreme Person. Pride is due to illusion. For although one comes here, stays for a brief time, and then goes away, he has the foolish notion that he is the Lord of the world. He thus makes all things complicated and he's always in trouble. The whole world moves under this impression. People are considering the land, this earth, to belong to human society, and they have divided the land under the false impression that they are the proprietors. Proprietors. One has to get out of this false notion that human society is the proprietor of this world. When one is freed from such a false notion, he becomes free from all the false associations caused by familial, social, and national affections. These faulty associations bind one to the material world. After this stage, one has to develop spiritual knowledge. One has to cultivate knowledge of what is actually his own and what is actually not his own. And when one has an understanding of things as they are, he becomes free from all dual conceptions such as happiness and distress, pleasure and pain. He becomes full in knowledge. Then it is possible for him to surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Mm. So, what is Krishna saying in this verse? Text 5?
Krishna is saying if we want to be free, if we want to surrender, the first thing is that we have to be free from pride and illusion and
Yeah.
false association. Yes.
Yeah. So, what is the pride?
Pride is like we want to lord it over this material nature. Like
Yeah.
we want to be honored.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's right.
Which is due to illusion.
Yeah. And that's how we are going on, life after life.
Mm. We think that everything is for us. We are dividing lands.
Yeah. That's right. And then Prabhupada is saying when one has an understanding of things as they are, so when one can understand the truth,
Mm. They become free from duality.
yeah, then one understands the truth that, oh, God is so much powerful than me. I'm insignificant. Then one automatically surrenders to the Lord. You know, when we see some people who are like really great in a certain field or certain things, then we we want to hear from them, right? We want to follow them or we admire them. We submit to them, right?
Mm. Yeah.
So then when we can actually understand how great God is, how He's great. We always think God is great, but how great He is when we can understand that,
Mm.
then automatically one will surrender.
Mm.
So that's
Okay.
what we are learning in Bhagavad Gita, how great He is.
Mm.
And how then to that degree we will be able to understand also how insignificant we are.
Mm.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah. stop here.
Yeah.
Okay. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.